What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the Brawl Project. It's been a while, but with the Brawlers Guild Hall being open to everyone for free during this time, during the COVID pandemic, it seemed like a great time to start making videos again. And I strongly recommend everyone out there to make sure you sign in and enter the Brawlers Guild Hall just to vote with your wallets, so to speak, to show that if they're going to make Brawl free, that people are going to be interested in it. Alright, let's talk about the deck that we are going to be playing today. It is Calix, Destiny's Hand. There's a lot of text on this card. It's a 4-cost Lesnie Planeswalker. Starts with 4 loyalty, +1. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an enchantment card from among them and put that card into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So basically, you look at the top 4, you get to pick an enchantment out of them. This deck only has 19 enchantments. It's kind of difficult to make this work in Standard because there just aren't enough enchantments that you want to be playing. But, so you're going to have to accept the fact that you're going to miss at some of the time with Calix. But I think that it's a pretty good way of drawing a card each turn and drawing gas each turn. -3, exile target creature or enchantment you don't control until target enchantment you control leaves the battlefield. Another more text, another ability with more text. But basically what it does is it turns one of your existing enchantments into a banishing light. And then the -7, which is what we're trying to get up to here if the game goes long. It is tough to get there, but just the removal and the drawing card on Calix is usually good enough. But the -7 is return all enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. So you can imagine getting into a long game situation and then hitting that ultimate and then the game's over. So how are we actually winning this game? Well, what we're trying to assemble for the most part is the good old combo of Divine Visitation, creature tokens become angels, and Dawn of Hope, which creates creature tokens. You've also got Castle Ardenvale, of course. That's not an enchantment that can't be found with Calix, but you've got Castle Ardenvale that can also create tokens every turn, and that's a pretty good way. Just making 4/4 flyers. That's a pretty good way of winning out the game, especially at instant speed. And then you've got a lot of enchantments, mostly enchantments that are looking to control the board, like Banishing Light, Prison Realm, Conclave Tribunal. These are the classics. And then you have to reach a little further for some of these, like Pacifism, Trapped in the Tower, Kenneth's Transformation. You've got another thing that enchantments are good at doing well is mana ramp in the form of Omen of the Hunt, Wolf Willow Haven, which lets you play a turn 3 Calix, which is pretty sweet, and Urban Utopia just cycles but counts as an enchantment. Gift of Paradise. I guess the other way you have of playing Calix on turn 3 is Arcane Signet, and that's fine. So those are the things that enchantments do well. What else do we have? Well, we've got Heliod. With so many enchantments, they tend to stick around. If we can build up to Devotion of 5, although I think it's going to be a little tough because we are a 2-color deck. Let's see what else we've got. A few sagas, which work pretty well because they're kind of like spells attached to enchantments that can be found with Calix. The Birth of Meletis and Elspeth Conqueror's deck, which is just it's a fantastic inclusion from Theros. And then we've got a bunch of sweepers to help clear the board. Single Combat, Shattered the Sky, Realm Cloak Giant, although, well, yeah, I guess that works out. I was thinking maybe it doesn't work out so well with Pacifism, but that's not correct. We've got a couple Cavaliers, just powerful cards. Ugin in order to deal with permanents that we can't otherwise deal with. Whoops, I just added a Conclave Cavalier. And we've got Idyllic Tutor to find whatever we need, which is usually going to be a removal spell or either Divine Visitation or Dawn of Hope. Oh yeah, and we've got a few more enchantment creatures like Dryad of the Elysian Grove, which is not insane in this deck. It's fine. This one's pretty nice, though. Arasta of the Endless Web, pretty good at blocking, also counts as an enchantment. And then a few more just like generically powerful cards like Bounty Agent. Destiny Spinner is kind of an interesting one. You can have, like, I've made 6/6s with this, and it prevents the enchantments from being counted down the line, which I guess is kind of annoying. It's also a 2/3, which blocks pretty well for your Planeswalker. Anyway, I don't think that this is going to be the most busted deck. I don't think it's going to be too... Oh, Wait, one more thing. The lands, there's nothing really exciting going on with the lands here. It's basically your standard green-white lands. You've got Field of Ruin and Mobilized District and Castle Ardenvale, but that's really all we have going on there. Anyway, I don't think this is going to be the most competitive of decks, but it should be a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll get to go off with Divine Visitation and Dawn of Hope a few times, and it always feels good if you get to do that. Alright, let's get on to the games. Let's go ahead. Alright, here we go against Thassa. Alright. This hand looks fine. This doesn't actually ramp us on turn 2, but we'll definitely keep. I assume we're playing against many, many counterspells. In any case, Omen of the Hunt works pretty well against counterspells because you get to play it on the opponent's turn. You want to counter this? Literally just cycling. Okay. So if they're holding up mana here, yeah, as they appear to be doing, we can play Omen of the Hunt on the next turn, or if they counter that, then we can play Circuitous Route, which is even better. Okay, well, yeah, just make them do it. I mean, I guess there's an argument to be made to let them just do nothing, but I think I wanted to do that. Okay. I'm not going to play Circuitous Route, I'm just going to play Gift of Paradise. I guess I could play Circuitous Route also, but I'm just going to do that and sacrifice the Omen of the Hunt. Yeah, here we go. Counter. Okay. I guess that one, Circuitous Route, wouldn't have been countered by that, but it's pretty naive to think that I was resolving a spell that turn. Leyline of Anticipation. Alright, sorry. I thought I had one more mana than I actually did. Well, that's me being a dummy. Okay, let's see. How much mana do we actually have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. I think that resolving Calix was going to be very, very good there. Just draw an extra card every turn and then threaten the ultimate, so I think our opponent was off it. Yeah, when you get stuck on mana with the blue deck, that happens sometimes. Alright, opponent goes first with Kunaros, Hound of Athreos. I think that's the first time I've seen that. Okay, this hand's not fantastic. This actually might be worth mulling. I think I will. Like, this Cavalier of Thorns is basically a dead card. I suppose... Let's see. Yeah, this is just a thing. Like, going Bounty Agent isn't too bad. Like, Trapped in the Tower and then having a Sweeper to back everything. I'll keep it. It's like medium, but I think it's good enough. So we're gonna lead off with Bounty Agent. Are we still gonna do that? We could draw a ramp spell on... This is awkward. we could draw a ramp spell on one of the next two draws. Oh, that's not... I don't know how much that actually does, but... It's kind of cool. Heliod's one of those cards that I want to try playing more. Okay, so we didn't draw a ramp spell. Playing a Heliod here doesn't really do anything, and it's certainly not going to do anything for a while, but... It uses our mana efficiently, so I'm just going to get it out of our hand. Oh yeah. Just, you know, just enchantment that doesn't really have any text, because I don't have any creatures to put +1/+1 counters on. Don't have any creatures to give lifelink to. We're just sitting back and hoping that we draw lands, really. Alright, there's Kunaros. Alright. Oh. It has Menace and Lifelink. Yeah, okay, we'll just put Pacifism on it. Our devotion count is up to 2 for Heliod. Maybe we'll get there with Trapped in the Tower and Bounty Agent and Conclave Tribunal. I mean, if we play all of them and they all stick, yeah, that's 5 loyalty, or sorry, 5 devotion. So I don't know. I think we're just sitting back here and hoping that they don't play anything too big or threatening. God Eternal Opetra. Yeah, that's big and threatening. Okay, let's see. We've got Calix, but I think I'm just gonna Conclave Tribunal with this. I don't want to deal with it. I guess they can put it back on the library, but that's fine. Even if we're just buying time, I think that's okay. Yeah, okay, they're gonna do it. Alright, so I can Calix and downtick in order to make this Conclave Tribunal in, well, basically a Conclave Tribunal that actually is guarding something. Or I can play Bounty Agent plus Trapped in the Tower, and then I'll have the devotion up for Heliod. Alright, let's see. We're so far away from this Cavalier of Thorns. On the other hand, we're also planning on playing 2 creatures. Maybe I get rid of Realmcloak Giant. Man, I think I'd be too greedy if I went for Cavalier of Thorns. That's just too much, even for me. Even for me. Alright, well, speaking of, I'm not too worried about Basilica Bellhaunt being, a 3-4. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this and play Bounty Agent. And that's gonna turn on Heliod, unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, there we go. So let's get in there with the 5-5. Of course, as soon as the agenda, it's the saga lore, whatever this is, the three chapters. They're called chapters. I don't remember what they're called. As soon as the Birth of Militus finishes what it's going to do, Heliod's back to being a enchantment that doesn't do anything. But we do have other white cards that we can play. I guess that's another reason to keep the Realmcloak Giant, is for devotion for Heliod. Alright, what we got, opponent? Snufflefson. Snullifson? Snufflefson. I am not good at pronouncing names. People always impress me with, like, how good they are at talking. I don't feel like I'm particularly... That's a good one, jeez. Okay. Non-creature spells your opponent play. Cost 2 more? Well then. You get to return a creature from the graveyard to the battlefield. I think this is a good opportunity to get you to land Calix and tick up. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna hold on to Trapped in the Tower. I still don't have double green. I'm glad that I discarded the Cavalier of Thorns. Alright. Oh, our own Elspeth conquers death. Excellent. And that can get back our Cavalier of Thorns. So, if they want to attack Calix, they're going to have to kill this wall, which is not what they wanted to do, I'm sure. And we still get to just, like, chump block with the Bounty Agent. We will need 1 more mana if we want to play Cast Off because of the Elspeth Conquers Death. And we don't even really want to play it next turn. What I would like to do is play Trapped in the Tower on this Oketra or something. Just make sure that they can't pressure Calix to continue to tick up. Cavalier of Night, sacrificing Funeros. I should sacrifice Bounty Agent now. Okay, so they can sacrifice the Bellhaunt to kill the wall if they would like. It's not a huge problem for us. And they're going to go ahead and do it, okay. I guess getting it back is pretty good. Knight of Autumn is not a bad one. This Banishing Light. Okay, Banishing Light's really expensive here.
Show me my path.
So we have Calix at 6. I think I want to get rid of this Elspeth Conquers Death because it's just a creature. So let's go ahead and play this Knight of Autumn, destroy that. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. And at the end of the turn, we're going to Field of Ruin. So even if they do get an attack in on Calix, we can chump block, or sorry, Calix doesn't die. Otherwise, we can just chump block, which we're pretty happy to do, because I think, especially with the Oketra in hand, I think we're probably just going to sweep. Yep. Go to attackers. I will block. They don't know about the sweeper. They do know about the Elspeth Conquers Death and the Banishing Light. They might just have a murder effect here anyway. That's certainly possible. But I think, generally speaking, we're happy to sit back and plus Calix and just keep on drawing cards. I don't think we're in a huge rush. Here's a Ketra. Resolves. If they have Unbreakable formation, we are very sad. That costs 3 mana, we'd be giving them the 3rd mana they would need for it. Let's get a forest. Alright, so... Oh, did I not add... I might not have added Command Tower to this deck. That would be not a good thing. Alright, no giants. Okay. They also put Kunaros in their graveyard because that's the only card they can get back with Cavalier of Night. So, what if I just played Elspeth Conquers Death on the Ketra and then exiled the Cavalier of Night? How about that? Yeah, let's do that. I guess it doesn't really matter which one I do. I should take the Cavalier of Night because it has an Enter the Battle effect. It's gone for good this way. Alright, and that Conclave Tribunal that once tried to capture the God Eternal Oketra is going to hold on to it again here. They can put it back on top, but we're okay with that again. Yep, they go ahead and do that. Alright. Opponent might have... Like, one of the nice things about having so many enchantments is that you're really not that weak to removal spells. Ooh, that can exile cards from the graveyards. Exile up to 2 cards from a single graveyard. Ooh, so if a creature is exiled this way, or sorry, if we run out of creatures, which we only have 2, that's not the best for us. Exile non-land permanents. We don't have any of those. And target player. Alright, not too worried about that. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of annoying. But we'll just, you know, plus Calix. Massacre Girl. Alright. So definitely starting off with this. Let's see what we get. Nothing. Yep, there's one of those fabled whiffs that I was talking about. Alright, so how many enchantments do we have? 3? This is an enchantment creature, so we can make a 4/4 and attack Kea, but it uses up our entire turn, and I'm not sure I love that. I think I would rather just trap the Massacre Girl in the tower and play an Arasta. The rest of our cards in our graveyard don't matter a ton here. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this. I don't care that much about it, but the other thing we could do is we could just play Destiny Spinner this turn, but then it just dies. I don't think I want to play Destiny Spinner without getting at least one attack off with it, and the attack that we get off is going to be pretty big. So, yeah, we're going to exile 2 more cards from our graveyard, and they have who knows what in hand, probably a removal spell for a Rostel, though we do get spiders if they play instants or sorceries. I mean, yeah, 1-2 is not the most consequential thing in the world, but especially with the sweeper, it buys time for our Planeswalker to get lots of activations in. I guess if our opponent played a Planeswalker like Liliana, that might be kind of scary. But we still do have the Banishing Light for that, so even so, we're not the most concerned. All right, this is a cool game. There's some back and forth going on here, some interaction. Calix whiffed in the last turn. I mean, that's just going to happen with this deck. Oh, nothing. Okay, well, let's take up Calix again. Calix. I like Smothering Tithe, but we're kind of past the point in the game that Smothering Tithe is really that good, so I'm just going to take... actually, I'll take Prison Realm, because that can answer Planeswalkers, too.
Show me my path.
Yeah, okay, so let's play the spinner, and let's go ahead and fire something up. I'm so glad it tapped correctly. Whenever I use an ability like that, I am just so freaked out about auto-tapper messing things up for me. Alright, so there's the there's the Oketra. They can play Oketra. They can play Oketra plus something. Ah, we're gonna sweep. Okay, well, I got 1-2 before you sweep. And then we're gonna play Oketra after that. That's fine. No, they have 5 mana, but they opted not to play Oketra. I mean, they do know that I have at least 2 removal spells in hand for it. Unfortunate. Alright, we'll play Dryad. This deck doesn't really have any instants, so I'll just fire up the... Whoa. I did this in the wrong order. Just fire up the Mobilized District. I think what they're trying to do is, I think that they're trying to play Oketra and then another creature on the same turn. Also, worth noting, their Kunaros is just kind of stuck in the graveyard there. They set it up so that they could get it back with the Cavalier of Night, but it didn't end up working out that way. Yeah, they're just gonna let me do this. That's cool with me. We've got the Dawn of Hope. Can we find the Divine Visitation? Nope. Another whiff. I think that's 3 turns in a row that we've whiffed with... You know what? Actually, how much mana do I have? Yeah, I'm just gonna play Dawn of Hope and I'm gonna start activating it. Any sort of like destroy all enchantments would be pretty bad for me. It's not terrible this instant because I've got the ultimate of Calix coming up. Like I can just ultimate Calix, get back these 4. We get to Trapped in the Tower and Pacifism something. And Elspeth Conquers Death something. So, not the best ultimate ever, but like, if necessary, I can ultimate Calix and then immediately replay him. Alright. Why wins quickly when you can win eventually, right? It's gotta be there somewhere. Bottom. Alright, we'll draw a card with Dawn of Hope. Auto pay, sure. Omen of the Hunt. Okay. I actually don't want to play Omen of the Hunt because it shuffles my deck, and at some point, like, it puts the cards on bottom in a random order, right? So we don't actually know how far through the deck we've gone. But at some point, we're going to find Divine Visitation with Calix. We're getting closer to it. We're casting off. You got it. It's fine with us. That's probably why they held their Oketra, but we're in the stage of the game where we're just activating Dawn of Hope, so that's not a problem for us. Cetesian Champion. Oh, Ah, there we go. There's Divine Visitation.
Look skyward and receive the gifts of the gods.
Yes, look skyward and receive the gifts of the gods indeed. Now, while we won't be able to make lifelinkers off of Dawn of Hope, which is not a huge issue, we are going to be... I will decline this one. We are going to be able to make angels, and that seems better. Assembled what we came to assemble. Also, Cetesian Champion with the Calix ultimate seems not bad. Alright, so we can see a Ketra. Yeah, here we go. We finally see a Ketra plus a creature. Aftertaste. Alright, let me read this again. Put a coin creature on another target creature whenever return it to... Okay. So, Athreos has to be in play for that to happen, right? Fine. Okay, so what's my plan? I'm going to play Banishing Light, get rid of the Athreos, then I'm going to sweep, right? If that's the case, I don't think 4 damage matters so much, we'll just get the land. We finally found the Divine Visitation, so I'm okay actually shuffling here. So yeah, let's Prison Realm does not hit Athreos. It's Planeswalkers, but not enchantments. Banishing Light, however, does. No giants, right? Okay, yeah, so the coin doesn't work while that's not in play. I'm kind of tempted to just hold this now, whatever. I'll tick up first. Then I'll play this Cetesian Champion.
I am blessed by Nyx.
I probably should have... You know what? That was actually terrible. I should have saved this all the way until when I was going to ultimate Calix. Because now, ultimating Calix, yeah, it gets me a lot of stuff back, and that's good for sure. But... okay, let's see how much mana. But yeah, I would have drawn a ton of cards, and now I don't get to draw a ton of cards. 1, 2. If I counted correctly, I can play this Gift of Paradise on something. And still make 2 angels. Or I can do this. Oh, okay. I definitely didn't plan it this way, but yeah, we can make 2 angels at the end of this turn anyway.
Show me my path.
Doom Whisperer. Well, they're going to get a lot of activations off of that, if they so choose. If there's one card that really destroys me here, they can find it. You can also just ult Calix here. Screw it.
Is this pain?
This is what we came to do, right? Ulting Calix? I mean, I'm probably going to whiff anyway, or if I do find enchantments, they're not going to be that exciting. Okay, attach passive. I couldn't bring back yeah, okay, sure. I couldn't bring back the... Oh, you know what? We can just kill him with Destiny Spinner. We probably could have done that a few turns ago, and I just totally missed it. As we can see, I am still learning the interactions of this deck. So, Command the Dreadhorde not good enough, huh? I really hope that this Destiny Spinner works, and I don't do something dumb with it. Our opponent also has no cards in hand. Maybe I should just activate this to show them what's up. That's a 12/12. Okay, sure. If we needed to, we can make an additional 12/12 here. Alright, there we go. Awesome, there we go. We got the ultimate off, we got the combination of Visitation and Dawn of Hope. Everything has been pretty exciting. Sobriador on Thassa. Alright. Maybe this time we'll get a battle against Thassa. I don't like this hand. Yeah, I don't like this hand. Against a deck with counterspells, I want to have things like Dawn of Hope, which are very threatening when they come down, or just lots of mana. So I'm just gonna play the Dawn of Hope immediately. I want to get it down without it being countered. I think that's their best axis of interaction. Yeah, it's mana efficient. I could have played Starfield Mystic. Oh, no, I'm missing white mana. I can't go Starfield Mystic to double 2-drop, or essentially double 2-drop. Anyway, so if I think my opponent's holding a counterspell, I can just make a 1/1. Which, it doesn't sound that threatening, and it's not. But what is threatening is it'll help me draw cards. 2-3. Alright, well, let's play Starfield Mystic. If they play something big here, we can actually Elspeth Conqueror's Death it. And getting that down early, not bad. Okay, and they're playing some sort of aggro build of Thassa. I see, so they can play Thassa on the next turn and activate. Okay, I see what's going on here. That's kind of cool. Not exactly something that I've necessarily seen that frequently. But I think I kind of just want to play Calix and either tick up or down. But if I tick down, then it's just going to get hit by the Submersible, so I don't think that's that great. I could tick up. They tap this, they attack it for 4, goes down to 1. That's not great either. Huh. Well. This is kind of interesting. I'm not quite sure what to do here. I don't think it's activating Dawn of Hope. Alright, let's try to chop down what our opponent's doing here.
The furious god of fate. Think of the tis time for my light banishes you from this world.
So they're going to activate the Submersible. We'll chump block with the Starfield Mystic, then we'll play Elspeth. Unless they activate it with Gadwick. Okay, but we're still chump blocking. Like, if they really want to get rid of Calix, they can. Huh, that's kind of weird. I feel like if they were going to do that, they might as well activate with this. Oh, it says Crew 2. Never mind. Okay, well, now it makes perfect sense. Alright, so, let's pick up. Oh, you get plenty of choices here. Pacifism, Arasta, Omen of the Hunt, Heliod. Heliod and Dawn of Hope is kind of a combo. But I think I'm actually just into Pacifism because we've got the Setessan Champion.
I am blessed by Nyx.
I'll go ahead and do this. Exile Gadwick. Blockers weren't going to do anything with Gadwick on the table anyway. This will eventually get back our Starfield Mystic, or we can put Calix in the graveyard. That is pretty bold, though, I must say. Sphinx of Foresight. We're going to activate this, attack Calix down. Okay. That's unfortunate, but fine, I suppose. I think, gosh, this is... If our opponent has a way of removing enchantments, we're in a lot of trouble anyway. It's gonna be... They have to do it immediately, too. I think this is safe. I hope. I certainly hope so. Alright, let's start drawing cards with this. Land. They can attack with Submersible. Their non-creature spells are going to be pretty expensive. Gosh, if they can like bounce this on upkeep or something, that's really bad for us. Alright, so they activate the Submersible and draw cards. This is an interesting take on Thassa. Most of the builds that I've seen have a lot of counter magic, and this one looks like it's just trying to go aggro and get that blue devotion, which I think is pretty cool. Alright, let's get Calix back. I'll take a loyalty counter there. Let's play the... I don't think we're activating any of our non-basics here. Champion Birth. Draw a card. Draw land also. It's not a bad one. If our opponent is playing an aggro version of this deck, having a sweeper seems pretty good. Smothering Tithe. That's an interesting one. There's also Prison Realm. Yeah, I think we're past the point of Smothering Tithe being insane, so let's just do this, and we'll play a creature out. I still don't have triple green. I definitely noticed in the game that we discarded Cavalier of Thorns, we did not have triple green for a very long time. Oh, they kept on top? Uh-oh. What does that mean? Palace Dismissal. Yeah, they're really going for the tempo. If they tap out here, though, we get to play Realm Trouble Giant, which is pretty sweet. Blink something? Okay. Yeah. Well, Calix is going down. Not much I can do about that. I think I do try to prevent them from drawing a card, because I'm definitely sweeping here. There's no Spell Pierce or anything like that in the format, I'm pretty sure. I know there's Spell Pierce in Historic, but I don't think there's one in this format. If I draw a land, I can... If I draw a land, I can play Prison Realm on Thassa, then sweep, which would be great. Alas, I cannot. I can play Gift of Paradise and then sweep. That's fine. Oh. I'm really tempted to say yes to this. No, but our opponent's shields are down. I have to sweep here, right? Pretty sure I have to. Opponent's going to get to draw another card with Submersible. Thassa's still in play. That's not the best for me. Fiddle Flip. Thassa attacking. Thassa becoming a creature I think is actually beneficial for us. What does this say? Creatures and enchantments have spells your opponents cast that target this. Okay, so this doesn't even target. These two both don't target a permanent, which is good. And they're going to draw another card with Fibblethip, and they're going to hold up counter magic. No, they're not. Alright, well, we're going to get this. We're going to kill this Submersible, but I think we are really on the back foot here. Our opponent's outvaluing us. And we get to gain 2 life. Woohoo! Opponent has 6 cards in hand. It'd have to be pretty bad. Okay, let's see. How much mana do I have? Yeah, I think I can afford this. If my plan is to play Knight of Autumn plus Prison Realm, I can't afford to pay 2. Ah, I could have played the Setesian Champion instead. That would have been better. I did this in the wrong order, didn't I? No. Okay, Thassa's still a creature. Good. Wait a second. I don't think Circuitous Root is helping here. We need another sweeper, really. Go ahead and block. Cuts down on the devotion, which is Calliope's power. It's kind of weird having Calaf? I guess it's actually Calaf. Kind of weird how power is what gets pumped by that. Yeah, drawing a lot of cards here. I think my opponent's gonna outvalue me, which is not what I was expecting when I started playing this matchup. Alright, how much mana do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If we hit a land with Cavalier of Thorns, we can play both Setesian Champion and Omen of the Hunt. Actually, we're just dead. I forget. I always forget about this mode on Thassa. You can use Thassa to... How do I scroll down? There we go. They can use Thassa to tap 2 creatures, or they can do that. And they've got an unsummon or something. Spotify. I guess they just want the value. Well, now we're live to drawing a... No, we're not. No, kind of live to drawing a sweeper. I mean... Probably can't win the game from there, especially, oh yeah, they get to blink Adrian Treachery. Alright, well played, opponent. Cool deck. Alright, playing against Yerok, going first. Oh man, if this just had a green source, I would keep this in instant, but without it, I think I am going to mulligan. Okay. Turn 3 Smothering Tithe or Calix, depending on what I'm feeling like. Or actually Archon of Sun's Grace. Well, that's usually a card that I like to close games out with, though. And not play early on. Probably just playing Calix is the best bet I have on turn 3, and then I can go Smothering Tithe, and then I can play Archon of Sun's Grace plus the Birth of Melodis. Okay. Please no quench. Okay, I was like, oh man, they have it? Apparently not. Good. Ooh, Wolfwell Haven.
Look skyward and receive the gifts of the gods.
Like, there's a temptation to sandbag the enchantments here until after playing Archon of Sun's Grace, but I don't think that's really that worth it. Huh. You may play creatures as though they had flash. This is not a Vivian that you see very frequently. Get to look at 3 cards, exile one of them. So their density of creatures must be way up there. With
the patterned future appears before me.
So let's just get our mana developed here. I'm gonna play Wolfwell Haven. We're gonna play Smothering Tithe. Smother them. Did you pay the 2? Of course they didn't. Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright, so we're going to get to play Archon of Sun's Grace, and then at least Birth of Melodis. Probably Urban Utopia, too. One nice thing about Prison Realm on Vivian is that they have to play their creature. Yeah, let's get this going. If we can get Dawn of Hope and Divine Visitation going, let's go ahead and do that. Prison Realm. It might be a mistake to use my Prison Realm this early, especially if there's a Yerok coming down. Alright, so are we going to see Cavalier of Thorns or something? Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to see. Alright, alright. Cavalier of Thorns is a pretty good card. Don't need a land. I'm going to get a land from Birth of Melodis. If I can, I would like to keep the Archon alive. because I'm going to play at least 2 or maybe 3 enchantments next turn. Those translate to tokens, so I can go ahead and chump block these. Yeah. Alright, what else we got? Are we going to just slam Yurok? Yeah, we are. Okay, well, I think I'm minusing to get Yurok off the table. Alright. Start with Urban Utopia. Draw a card. Well, that's another enchantment. Alright, so we have the land. So if we play this, yeah, we can just play everything out. I mean, a deck that's playing Yurok and a high density of creatures probably doesn't have a ton of sweepers, right? I guess I'll use the Smothering Tithe as the Oblivion Ring. Let's get that Yurok off the table. Let's use Smothering Tithe because I don't want them to get a Planeswalker and their commander back if they get rid of this Prison Realm.
I accept my fate. Return to your place, interloper.
Oh right, I could have drawn a card. That would have been better. Drawing a card. I was too focused on getting as many Pegasi out as possible. Unfortunately, this doesn't create enchantments. That would probably be a bit ridiculous. Alright, what you got, opponent? We've got an army of Pegasus, and this isn't Archon. I guess it's riding the Pegasus. That's the lore here. We got, you know, a 0/4 wall coming down the pipeline. Okay, Hydroid Traces. It's a pretty good way of... Pretty good job of stonewalling us. But they did not pay the 2. Alright, so what are we going to do here? Oh, okay. Krennic's Transformation, that's a good one. Also makes another Pegasus. Oh, I guess it's huge on the ground. Oh, whatever. I'm going to minus again. Using the Smothering Tithe again. And we'll attack in the air. Not on the ground. That's a 9/9. And I think we get to draw 5 cards here with Donapo. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, sure, why not? Oh yeah, that felt good. Our opponent drew 3 cards with Hydroid Traces. We drew 5 cards with Donaphobe. Opponent's got 7 cards in hand, we've got 7 cards in hand. Our life totals are inverses of each other. I don't know, inverse probably isn't the correct term, but 14 and 41. Flipped. Dungeon Geist. You got it. That's going to get hit by Elspeth Conquers Death. And that's going to be preceded by a Setestian Champion, so we can continue drawing cards. Man, Visitation with Archon of Sun's Grace is pretty sweet also. Let's throw the wall in front. So let's see if we can find that Divine Visitation before going off here. Instants or sorceries are taxed by a 1/2 spider token. What you got? Okay. This is a good finisher. I'm glad I included this in the deck. I was kind of on the fence. Yeah, I'll just decline. I don't... Oh, well, it's gonna tick up. Or we're gonna draw a ton of cards. I don't think we need to draw them one at a time with Donapho. Plus, I can draw them when I attack with my flyers. Okay, so let's play Setestian Champion. play Elspeth Conquers Death. We're gonna kill it in response. Okay. So we don't get to draw a card. Annoying, but okay. Our opponent does have a lot of mana. Like, they could play something like Mass Manipulation. Would be probably obnoxious. Let's go Circuitous Route here. Okay, my opponent's had enough. Cool. Value Train has left the station. Well, turn 3 Calix on the play. I mean, that's what really set things in motion. Alright, let's play one more with this one. Alright, Denver Zeppo with Kethis the Hidden Hand. Legendary spells. This one's another card that works a lot better in Historic when you get access to all like the Dominaria legends. Legendary spells cost 1 less, although I have seen this do some pretty good work. Alright. Well, our hand looks fantastic, so I'm definitely keeping it. I was worried if I had forgotten to include Command Tower earlier. I did not. Alright, so we got a Birth of Meletis. Actually, you know what? They're playing a 3-cost commander. I'm going to play out Bounty Agent to preemptively trade with it, so to speak. Traveler's Amulet, got it. And then on turn 3, I'm probably playing Omen of the Hunt unless there's a really big reason for me to play Knight of Autumn. I'm just going to activate the Traveler's Amulet. Got it. So, alright, there's the swamp. Let's put out it's testing the champion. I want to make sure I get value off of it. This is a one-of-a-kind card in this deck, and we don't have a ton of ways of gaining it, like a ridiculous amount of passive value from just playing enchantments. Oath of Kaya, that's pretty good. That's going to shut down the Bounty Agent. I don't think I need to worry about killing this. In fact, it's just more fuel for Kethis, right? Alright, so we'll just play this and pass. Get a white source. If we draw a land that's untapped, we can potentially Elspeth Conquers Death the Kethis, which would be pretty cool. Okay, Jungle Hollow. I imagine you're just playing Kethis here, right? If we don't draw land, we can play the Birth of Meletis, or we can play Calix. Okay, that's fine. I will respond. Yeah, I just want plains. Alright, well there's land number 5. I can just Elspeth Conquers Death as Heliod. Like, that's not bad. This is kind of like a tempo play. I could also just play Calix. What are the chances that they can attack down Calix, right? Like, they've got 1 white source, they've got 2 devotion here. Seems pretty unlikely. Alright, let's just do this and tick up. I can also... Here's another value play. I can play Testing Champion and then Birth of Meletis, and that makes sure that I hit land next turn. That might even be better. Okay. I've convinced myself. Like, this draws, like... Sorry, Calix likely draws a card, but this definitely draws a card, and it ensures that I hit my land drop for the next turn. Ooh, Cavalier of Dawn. It's not a bad one, especially if I can get back Elspeth Conquers Death with it. This is kind of like a Planeswalker. It's like a Planeswalker that dies to a removal spell. Although, I think we're pretty happy if our opponent just uses some sort of removal spell here. Yeah. Like, that is totally fine, especially because we can just get it back. They don't know about the Cavalier of Dawn, but that does work in this scenario. Okay, so let's tap this correctly. Elspeth Conquers Death or Cavalier of Dawn? Let's go Elspeth Conquers Death. Faked everyone out there, even faked out myself. So the reason why Elspeth Conquers Death there is better is because I'll be able to get back I'll be able to get this back with Cavalier of Dawn. I mean, they both recur each other. They both do similar things. This one does not draw a card when I play. Maybe I made the wrong choice. I don't have any enchantments in hand. Granted, that can be fixed quickly by Calix. Murder Strider. Alright. That's just going to come back with Elspeth Conquers Death. We're really putting the chokehold on their opponent here. Every turn we're playing something that they absolutely must answer, and they're answering it, but they're also running out of answers. Presumably. They're using up all their answers. Then, you know, we're going to Elspeth Conquers Death back our Setessan champion, and it's going to be tricky for them. Alright. We get to tick up with Calix here. That was all in our upkeep, right? No. They're just tapping out so they don't have to... Okay.
I am born of Nyx,
Plus...
child of the stars.
With.
The stars will light our way.
I could play Knight of Autumn as... I'm just gonna scry 2 with Omen of the Hunt. Could play Knight of Autumn just to be a 4/3. That really seems unspectacular. Like, what if they play a... what was it? The 6 cost artifact that makes spells cost 2 more. Then I would definitely want to destroy it. What if they play a... this Circle of Knights thingy? The white I forget. Names of cards I am not very good at. God Eternal Ketra. Got it. Transformation seems pretty good, especially when we're drawing cards. Oh, I probably should have kept the other one too, because we're getting back the Setessan champion this turn. Yeah, I guess we get a +1/+1 counter. As important as that is for this card. Draw a couple cards. Look up. Draw more cards. So something I should keep in mind is that this Heliod might be on his way. Yeah, we'll bottom that one. I could have just Cavalier of Dawn that. That might have been better. I can also hit Oath of Kaya with Cavalier of Dawn, but I'm pretty sure they'd rather have it in the graveyard. Alright, I'm just going to play Knight of Autumn as a 4/4. Sorry, a 4/3. And yeah, we'll pass the turn here. So they're at 4 Devotion, right? Yeah, so if they play Kethis... The cool thing is this deck exiles and doesn't destroy for the most part. So... so Kethis' graveyard ability isn't doing a whole ton here. But if they activate Heliod, we're going to chump block. That's fine. And then we've got Prison Realm to exile Heliod. We'd actually want to get it off the table. We got 3 that we can just block it with the Setessan champion. Garrett! Alright. Here they come. Destroying Setessan champion? No, just making wolves. Okay, that's pretty, that's pretty confident, I gotta say. Especially with a Prison Realm in hand. Alright, how much mana do we have? Enough? Enough is the answer. Now we're going to be drawing cards and making mana. Truly a match made in heaven. Alright, you can have a 3/3, that's cool. I'm not attacking. How many enchantments do we have in here? We have 3 enchantments, so like an ultimate from Calix is like, it's like okay. I get exile something. I guess exiling Heliod is pretty cool. Getting a land in hand. I think that given the opportunity, I should just ultimate Calix with what I have in the graveyard, and then make a replay it and then I can +1 or whatever.
Life's about to end. Hope you're ready.
Alright, so we're gonna start drawing cards. Is that what's going on? You can draw cards. You won't be drawing as many cards as we are. They should definitely kill this contestant champion.
Flatter yourself.
Okay. Alright, these are real, like, displays of strength from the opponent. Like, playing Vraska and Garrick and not killing the Setessan champion? Very bold. Yeah, I'm just jump blocking. Because... yeah, none of these are enchantment creatures. I can even block with the Cavalier of Dawn. But I'm getting back all my enchantments anyway, so I don't think it's worth it. Alright, here we go. -7. Return all enchantments. Oh, wait. Hold on. What am I doing? What am I doing? Cavalier of Thorns first. Oh, there's Dawn of Hope and Conclave Tribunal. And let's draw a ton of cards. Alright, here we go. Hey, I'll put in the command zone. That's okay. Attack Kenrith's transformation. I'll exile God Eternal Eketra. I'll exile Vraska? Heliod? Sure. Yeah, I'll look for a basic land. Yeah, I'll look for basic planes too. Why not? Okay, so... am I gonna deck? I see a lot of triggers for the Setessan champion. That's a lot of triggers. And sped it up. Alright, let's just play the Destiny Spinner and get things going. Oh, I let them keep the Vraska? That may have been a mistake. They're at 27? Oh my goodness. We've got a long way to go here. I can play pacifism apparently. Oh, well, that's fine. Alright, let's attack here. This is... yeah, I guess we should try to kill Vraska. Yeah, you know what? We've got so many resources. I think trading any amount of resources for any amount of my opponent's resources is fine at this point. I'm gonna have to discard some cards here. 20 cards left in the deck. That's plenty. As long as the Setessan champion dies, we don't need it to be huge or draw cards for us anymore. All that is fine. Okay, let's put the big stuff first. Hitting for 11. I guess we can kill 2 2/2s. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that I'm not going to need the sweepers. So Shatter, you can get out. Tap land seems bad. Fabled Passage, that helps mill me. Just need one land in hand, but we can make a land drop next turn, and then the rest of it. I don't even know if I need that one land. But anyway. Hopefully they don't kill the Destiny Spinner. It would be cool to keep that around and just make huge lands and just win that way. Tomic. Lands on the battlefield, can't be the target of spells or abilities. Well, that shuts down the Destiny Spinner. Okay. Do I have any way of dealing with it? Yeah, it's Prison Realm. Okay, we're good. Got this. Alright. Come on, opponent. I guess Kethis' ability stays, like, is something that you can activate all the time. Which is why this is taking a little longer than it should. Can't be countered. Let's get rid of Tomic. Whenever Tomic's ability, Tomic and like Lavinia, whenever their abilities come into play, it's pretty funny. It's just unexpected. If it's a huge blowout, that's awesome. Let's spin some Destiny, shall we? Alright, now we should be able to just click on the orange button until we win, right? Yeah, they can block at most 5. Alright, what a note to end this one on. As always, deck lists for the Brawl Project can be found at, well, in the description of this video. You can also check out the Brawl Project Discord, which I'm overhauling today to make it a little more sleek, a little more... well, just have fewer channels and have a little more activity in the channels. And of course, you can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/sunnyvale, and I post a lot of my deck lists there. Although, I mean, it's mostly my ramblings and thoughts, and you know what Twitter normally is. But that's the best way to get in contact with me. Hope you enjoyed this. Please hit that subscribe button if you want to see more Brawl action in the future. And until next time. Do I have a sign off? Have a good one. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.